Arsenal and Bayern Munich play out a 2-2 draw. And it was actually a really good game, really competitive game. I'm actually surprised we found ourselves an equalizer when we did. But that's beside the point. The big talking point is the end of the game. Scandalous at best for UEFA. How that wasn't given as a penalty. Bukayo Saka gets clearly fouled by Manuel Neuer. Whether Saka was looking for it or not, there's clear contact there, enough to give a penalty, and it gets ignored. Doesn't even get VAR checked, and it gets ignored and the game gets ended. Doesn't even get checked. Now, before we get back to that, let's just quickly clear up some things. Bayern Munich, really good performance, really solid defensive performance from them. I thought Arsenal, for the most part, were pretty decent at times as well. Look, when we went 1-0 up from Bukayo Saka, I thought, yeah, this is going to be a good game. We're playing really good football. We're pretty much dominating. Even after the goal, we were pretty comfortable throughout. And then when Bayern Munich equalized off a silly error from us, we just lost all control of the game, and Bayern Munich kind of took over for the rest of the first half at least. That error from us was so unneeded. I mean, we did so well in the beginning of the game till the time we conceded to pretty much be the better team, dominate, look very comfortable. And then that error we make. I don't know what David Raya is thinking. I don't. Why does David Raya come up when Gabriel clearly has that? That was, I don't know, maybe something of nerves or something, but that is so unlike David Raya to make a hasty decision that just doesn't look right. And then after that, so cool, David Raya pushes himself out of position. And the moment David Raya is so close to Gabriel that Harry Kane could close out David Raya as well, Gabriel makes the decision that, okay, I can't pass back to David Raya. I can't make the pass to Saliba because of my body angle and where Kane is pressing from. So I think to myself, well then, clear it out. If you can't pass to Kivior, if you're not happy enough with your open available pass to Kivior, clear it out. Gabriel tries to press a little bit, passes to Kivior, and Kivior is flat-footed, and then one thing after another, and we are 1-1. Now, who do I blame for that? Well, Raya makes the first error, Gabriel makes the second error, and Kivior arguably makes the third error. You can even blame Declan Rice for the fourth error, where he was maybe not tracking his runner, Goretzka I think was, as good as he should have. So there's that out the way. The first goal we conceded, very needless, very sloppy. Kind of reminds me of, if you remember when we beat Liverpool 3-1, that error that Saliba and Raya had that allowed Liverpool back into the game to make it 1-1 at half time. That's kind of what that error reminded me of. We completely controlled the first bit of the game. We looked really good in the first bit of the game. We make a little error, and right off that error, we looked lost, and we just lost complete control of the game. And before you know it, they get a penalty again off some silly errors. They get a penalty. Saliba probably, I don't know if that's really his fault. I mean, he's trying to be a defender and put his foot in. Very risky against Sane. Why Kivior was so backed on Sane when he knows Sane is so quick compared to him, I have no idea. Sane just torched Kivior throughout the game. This was probably the first game since the Fulham game where Kivior looked lost, looked like he was the weaker of the two players. I mean, just really didn't look good today for Kivior. But we concede a penalty, and who else but Harry Kane scores it. I get David Raya leaving early because Kane usually smashes the penalty. Really composed finish from Kane, and we are 2-1 down within a matter of no time. Now, it was actually a matter of 20 minutes or whatever it was, but it felt like a matter of no time. Since the moment we conceded the first goal, we lost all control of the game. Simple as that. And after that, in the second half, we still looked really flat. Now, before I keep talking about Arsenal's perspective of the game, Bayern Munich, I said it earlier, really good performance. Defensively, they were really good. Bayern Munich, their block was really good. Their midfield was very solid, very strong, hard to break down. So credit to Bayern Munich. They're a good team. We knew that coming in, but they proved it today. Fair play to Bayern Munich. Back to Arsenal now. We go in to the second half, and we look flat. Now, Kivior gets dragged off in halftime, understandably so. He got absolutely cooked throughout the first half. Zinchenko comes in, and I think to myself, well, Zinchenko is not much better defensively. How's that going to help against Sane? Didn't really help because Sane still cooked us, but he looked a little bit better, especially going inverted. We looked like we had a little bit more control in the midfield. I mean, we dominated the ball throughout the whole game, and especially in that second half. But we kind of just struggled to break them down. We didn't really have any good chances, particularly in the second half. But when we finally did, Gabby Jesus, the moment he came off the bench, he looked sharp. He looked at it. Martinelli was kind of lackluster today, but again, it might not be his fault. Kimmich, really good defender. We did a lot of tracking back, a lot of defending, having to help Kivior against Sane, having to help Zinchenko against Sane. So I understand Martinelli not having his best performance. This is also his first start in Lord knows how long as well. But Gabby Jesus comes on. Gabby Jesus looks very fit, very sharp, very at it. Trossard, the exact same thing. Outside of a few sloppy moments, Trossard was pretty good today. And especially when he came off the bench, you could immediately feel his impact. So Trossard comes on, Jesus comes on, and they create the second goal for us. Jesus with a beautiful inside pass. And Trossard looks like an easy finish to a lot of you guys, but I'm sure you guys can acknowledge that that is a tough finish against Manuel Neuer. First time finish. Really, really tough. Easy to scuff that shot. He hits it beautifully into the bottom corner and we go 2-2. And from there, the momentum is on us. Before it was 2-2, the atmosphere was kind of down. We were kind of like, I was thinking to myself, this is going to be a loss. It feels like it's going to be a loss. But we score our equalizer and I'm thinking, we have it here. We have the game by the scruff of the neck. Bayern are starting to waver a little bit. We can go get a 3-2 win. And after that, we try to push. We try to see what we can get out of this game. We had some really good chances, some not so good moves. We were kind of sloppy here and there. Actually, throughout the whole game, we were just kind of sloppy with our passes and our movements. We weren't good defensively. We opened ourselves up a little bit. Then Kingsley Coman goes up and hits the post with like an outside foot shot. And there I'm thinking, we got away with one. We got to capitalize now. Get ourselves a lead to walk into the Allianz with, because we are lucky that Bayern Munich aren't leading right now. That's what I'm thinking to myself. And the game progresses. Odegaard probably should have got given a free kick towards the end of the game, but it is what it is. That's a 50-50 call, is what it is to the referee. But now onto the big call, the call I want to speak about. How was that not given a penalty? How? In any world, that is given as a penalty. I don't care if you're an Arsenal fan, if you're a Bayern Munich fan, if you hate Arsenal, that is a penalty. There is clear contact between Saka and Neuer. Now you might say, Saka was looking for the contact. Doesn't matter. You saw Man United played Liverpool. Harvey Elliott looked for the contact and they gave it after a VAR decision. This time around, VAR don't even look at it. This is the UEFA Champions League quarterfinal first leg. The world is watching. Well, everyone outside of Man City and Real Madrid fans. Everyone is watching. And at the dying minutes of the game, the dying seconds of the game, Bukayo Saka rounds Manuel Neuer. If Bukayo Saka wanted, he could have just hit it in the back of the net. But he goes down. Would he go down just to dive for the sake of it? No. If I was Saka, I would have stayed up and just hit the ball in the back of the net. That is as clear as a penalty as you could like. The referee doesn't blow to check it. He blows to end the game. That in itself is ridiculous. You're telling me VAR looked at that for 3 seconds and thought, there's contact there, but it's the end of the game. I'm not going to tell him to stop it. That is absolutely ridiculous. When the ref blew, I thought, all right, cool, VAR's checking it. But then we see the replays. You can see how clearly that is a penalty. VAR checks it, apparently, and it's not given as a penalty. That is scandalous. I'm not that type of fan. If this is the first time you're watching me react, I promise I don't often blame the referee. I don't like blaming the referee, but this is scandalous. This is a scandalous decision. It's clear contact, clearly bringing Saka to the ground when he rounds the keeper. Again, Saka may have had a trailing leg, but he's allowed to. He rounds the keeper, gets brought to the ground, and it's not given as a penalty. Not even looked at by VAR. Again, whether you hate Arsenal, whether you love Arsenal, that is scandalous. How that is not given as a penalty, how the game ends without even being checked, I have no idea. But regardless, it is what it is. 2-2, we should have won the game. We could have won the game, and we should have. We didn't, and now we have to go to the Allianz Arena. We have to scrape a win. I don't want to have another penalty shootout. I'd love to avoid that at all costs. So now we go to the Allianz Arena with a task at hand. We have to go win that game. I said in the preview to this that I don't think we can win at the Allianz. Seeing this game now, we can, but we have to really put in a better performance than we did today. So yeah, it is what it is. I would have loved to win. I'm sure you guys would have as well. 2-2. It's not the worst in the world. I didn't want a 2-2. I didn't want to draw. I wanted to win this game, then draw away from home. But you never know. We could go to the Allianz, put in a really good performance, win the game. Bayern are a decent team, a really good performance we saw today. But again, like I said in the preview, they're a beatable team, especially in a two-legged tie. Very, very beatable. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below, what did you guys think about the game? What did you guys think about the performance? What did you guys think about the referee's decision at the end of the game? Let me know in the comments below. Please be sure to smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.